What's up, y'all? This is your boy Jax, and welcome back to the Drop That Podcast for our doubleheader. We got multiple episodes coming, but we couldn't wait any longer. UFC 296, and yes, we talking fight talk right now. Fight talk. UFC 296 went down this past Saturday, and I was shocked. I was pissed. I was shocked. I was pissed. Holy fuck! Out of my 6 picks, 3 won. If you want some money, you're welcome. If you lost some money, my bad. Them motherfuckers did not come to perform. So, let's get into the shits, right? But, Cody, no love Garbrandt. Holy fuck. I called it. My boy, knocking a motherfucker out. Coming back into the 135-pound division. He's gonna make this shit spicy. He's a dog. He's great with his wrestling. He's great with his striking. You know, as long as he doesn't get high-headed and knows his discipline, you don't get into a war where someone could fucking luckily literally land a fucking left hook on him and knock him out. So he's back and he wants the big dogs now. He called out former UFC flyweight champion Deiveson Figueiredo. I think that'll be a great match. Do I think it's too soon? Yes. Figueiredo already had his debut at 135. He needs to get some more competition. Build it up because these are 2 former UFC champions. One's a bantamweight champion, one's a flyweight champion. 2 former UFC champions. Why would I put that on a fight night? Unless it's a main event. And if I put it on a pay-per-view, there ain't no fucking way I will put this on the main card or the prelims. I'm putting this in the co-main event if there's no title. Just saying. Deiveson Figueiredo versus Cody No Love Garbrandt. I think that will be a fire match. I'm calling a knockout. It'll be weird if it's a submission. If it's 5 rounds, I'll be shocked if it goes decision, but not too much. These 2 are familiar with 5-round championship rounds. So I think get their feet wet a little bit more in the 35-pound division. I mean, Figueiredo is going to be in the top 10. With his win over Rob Font, and Cody Garbrandt needs to get a ranking because he's the former champ who's not even in the fucking rankings. Moving on, Josh Emmett versus Bryce Mitchell. Holy fuck! Sorry guys if you were going for Bryce Mitchell. I went for Bryce Mitchell because he's a great grappler and took in the fight on a few days or maybe a week notice. The other guy had to pull out, and I don't think Josh Emmett was ready for a grappler, but apparently he was, and he was prepared, and he knocked that motherfucker into the goddamn shadow realm. Bryce Mitchell got knocked out to the point he started shaking. Kudos to Josh Emmett for not giving any more damage. That would have been very fucked up. But Bryce Mitchell, he gave a thank you to Josh Emmett and, you know, to his fans who support him, and, you know, glad that he's okay. He can go enjoy the holidays. Pretty sure he should have been compensated for that fight he took on short notice. Moving on. Tony El Cucuy Ferguson versus Paddy Pimblett. Thought Tony was going to come with a better game plan. Apparently, thank God he didn't get knocked out. But Paddy Pimblett took the win. Not only took the win, but he out-grappled El Cucuy. I didn't see that shit coming. I mean, I knew the submission game and little striking was great on Paddy Pimblett, but apparently he was working on his grappling. Now, if you watch the fight, it's a 3-round fight, 15 minutes, so the first 2 rounds easily for Paddy Pimblett. Even had Tony, you know, ice skating, you know, clipped a few times. Thought it was going to be a knockout, but it wasn't. Final round, you saw Paddy Pimblett gas out. Put the fucking pedal to the metal and literally emptied out his tank of unleaded fuel. He had nothing left. He was on negative E. And Ferguson was coming for it. Makes me wonder, had this fight been 5 rounds, would we be seeing Tony Ferguson losing his 7th fight in a row? Interesting. But Tony lost 7-fight losing streak now, and President Dana White already said at the press conference he would like to see Tony retire. So if this was Tony's last fight, kudos and salute to the former interim lightweight champion. Shavkat versus Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. I went for Shavkat. I thought it was going to be a decision of a striking clinic for Shavkat. And apparently he's now the first man to submit Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. I'm shocked. Holy shit. I didn't call a submission on that. But Shavkat, being undefeated, he's a killer. Be on the watch out. He's in 170-pound division. And if it's not a title shot next, he's fucking somebody up next in the welterweight division. Pantoja has retained the flyweight championship. I can't say homeboy's name, that the guy he defeated. It was a rematch. They're now 1-1, which is pretty fucking good. It was interesting. His grappling, Pantoja's grappling won the fight. Went down to the decision, 5 rounds. I think his opponent, Brendan, I forgot how to say his last name, he was bringing that striking. 5th round, he was trying to give it. But Pantoja literally was holding on to him for dear life. So we got a still flyweight champion in Pantoja, sorry. Now, main event. Oh my God, I'm going to rant on this one. Leon Rocky Edwards versus Colby Chaos Covington. 3rd title shot for Covington. Been out for nearly 2 years. March of next year will have been 2 years. So close enough. Didn't come to perform. I had him winning. Every time he takes a break, he comes back even better. Cardio machine. His cardio wasn't the problem, but he had no answers for Leon. Leon was strictly fast and tore up that fucking leg with leg kicks. Kobe didn't have it. He was very, very shocked because he thought he had 3, 4, and 5 rounds. Now, if I'm critiquing the fight, I called it 4 rounds to 1. 4 rounds for Leon, 1 round for Covington. And it seemed like Leon actually lost his gas tank in the 5th round. But it was barely any takedowns for Covington, barely any strikes. He didn't come to perform. Now, he was given this 3rd opportunity. He sold the fight. Kudos to him. He sold the fucking fight. But, sold the fight or not, you didn't fucking perform. You had former President Donald Trump cage side, close up to watch you lose. This would have been perfect for you. The perfect ending of the story. You got Donald Trump. And this is the 2nd time actually he fought in front of a Trump. He fought in front of his son in his 2nd title shot, which I think he won. But this is now you fought in front of Donald. He didn't perform. So he called out in the press conference Stephen Wonderboy Thompson as the next fight, which I think is smart. Stephen Wonderboy Thompson is number 6 on the rankings. Kobe now is number 5. Makes sense. You just saw a game plan to submit Wonderboy with the grappling. Keeps him in his spot in the top 5. But I see 3 fights, maybe even 4, before they even consider having him get another shot at the title. Which, granted, he better. Because I don't see him getting that shit any fucking faster. You can't you can't get a title shot with your mouth now. Unless you performed well, and you didn't perform well. So, whatever. Before we get out of here, let's pay homage to Anthony Showtime Pettis and Smooth Benson Henderson. They fought for the 3rd time at Karate Combat. Holy shit, that was a fight. It was a slugfest. Yeah, it was pretty fucking well. I think it was a bomb. It was a fucking fight. Entertaining like the first one, but definitely longer than the second one. First fight they fought at WEC, where Pettis took the title from Henderson. Then they fought again in the UFC, where Pettis also took the title away from Henderson. This time it was the trilogy, and it was well made. And kudos to them. If this was Henderson's final fight, one last chance to beat Pettis, got it. But that's all we got for Fight Talk. I'm your boy Jax. This is Drop That Podcast. You can find us on youtube.com/@DropThatPodcast and X, formerly known as Twitter, @DropThatPod_13. I'm your boy Jax. Till we got something more to talk about, which we fucking will. I'll see you then. Happy holidays.